Hello, my name is Chris Lauth, and this is my It Gets Better video. Some of you may know that I am the graduate advisor for Unity at Canisius College, and I wanted to start out by first saying thank you to everyone at Canisius who have submitted a video. It is absolutely remarkable, some of the videos that we received, and just having looked through a few of them, I feel like we really had a heartfelt conversation from this community, and it was a great way to really express the love and support that really does exist on this campus. A lot of videos were really portrayed a message, a personal message on their own experiences, whether it was with their coming out or their realizing that they were GLBT, or whether it was from faculty or staff. Staff who may have had a GLBT son or daughter, and just kind of sharing their experiences. And really, it was a great reaffirmation for the love and support that exists at this campus. And I really couldn't be more proud. So I wanted to say thank you to that. For my It Gets Better video, I was kind of trying to figure out what I would say, and you look through the campaign on of other people and the whole internet community who has submitted videos, and some of them are just great. Some of them are funny, some of them are sweet and sad and personal experiences. So I really was kind of unsure what I wanted to do. But then I think it kind of hit me as I was looking through some of the videos on Unity's Facebook wall, and some of the videos, a few, were more or less not as positive. We'll say that, and we won't go any further. We'll leave it at that. Not as positive as the majority. And basically the premise was that some felt to say that it gets better was kind of a stretch. And while it may be a stretch that, you know, after you get out of high school it becomes paradise, because that may be a little bit of a stretch. However, there is no question that it absolutely certainly does get better. And I think that's what we're trying to focus on. What we're actually saying is it gets better, not that it is paradise. And it's even currently now getting better than what it was just even a few months ago. If you think about it, you look at what's going on in the world today, or in the nation today, and just last week, Prop 8, ruled unconstitutional. Washington State probably going to allow gay marriages coming up. And so it really is getting better. And so I think we have to make sure that we're focusing on each day the little positives and not the negatives. And that is certainly hard to do. It's not easy. But I think that we have to make sure that we're keeping our fear in check. It's understandable for us, if we're constantly hearing anti-gay remarks, or at the whim of a legislative body, our marriages could be annulled and marriage equality could be repealed. That's tough to live with, especially that uncertainty of not knowing what each day will bring. But we have to make sure that that fear we have is being checked. We're keeping it in check. The people who are bigots and who are anti-gay and homophobic, part of the reason they are is because they're full of fear and hate. And when you have that fear, when fear is left uncontrolled and let to go rampant, and there's no check whatsoever with that fear, it always turns to hate. And we have to make sure that our fear is not turning into hate. Fear is the opposite of love. And so when we have that love, we must remember that when we have that love, that's the thing that casts out all of our hate. And so we cannot share in that same fear that the same people who are being bigots to us have. It might anger us all when we see this hate and when we hear the anti-gay slurs, but we must realize that that's inciting that fear in us, and we cannot let it do that. because then we lose hope. Then we feel as if, there's things aren't getting better, and we kind of lose touch of the reality, the very fortunate reality that it really is getting better. And just in the past decade, polls are showing that the majority of Americans now actually support same-sex marriage. A majority. So those that are being left behind, that are still so anti-gay, we're seeing that the real reason is not just a misconception, because we've already cleared up that misconception. And so what we're seeing is these are the people that are truly filled with fear, and fear that has been let to turn into hate. And so the only way that we're going to get the real breakthrough here, the real conversation, and it's certainly frustrating to be able to have to try and have a logical discussion with someone who may be crazy anti-gay, to try and sit down and have this logical discussion and still not get through. Well, you're not getting through because we're not talking in logical terms anymore. And so it's the fear that's talking. And so we have to make sure that we are A, loving ourselves, loving each other, and now the hardest is loving those that oppress us. And the people that oppress us are the perfect example of maybe someone who, deserves love the least, but needs it the most. And if we are making sure that if what we're trying to do as a community is prove that our relationships are just as pure and just as loving as someone who is heterosexual, then the only way we can do that is make sure that we're consistently keeping love as the central theme. And that is what's going to carry us over into not just showing that our relationships are pure and do matter, but also to expel all of the bigotry and to turn that hate and get rid of the hate and the fear is through love. And so I want us all to remember, and I want us all to share the love that we have here at Canisius. And it is clear with all of the videos that have been posted that this community is full of love and support for one another. And we need to make sure that we share that. So if you're a Canisius student watching this video, know that you are in a community that is full of love and support for you. And if you're a high school student in the local Buffalo community who may be struggling, know that, and I can say this with confidence, that it may not be paradise, okay? We may not be at the after party right now at Madonna's house or Lady Gaga's house, but know that it is in fact getting better, and Canisius is a perfect example of just that. Thank you so much, and remember, it does get better.